This is me right here. I made a video about 2 months ago on Goldman Sachs and why you should buy Goldman Sachs. 5 reasons why you should buy Goldman Sachs. And since the last 2 months, the stock has gone from 226 down to, you can see in the corner here, 172. Now you might think that was just a horrible choice to buy Goldman Sachs, but it's the short term, and I'd like to explain why I'd still buy the company even at this price. And it's not just because the price is going down and you should buy the dip, because that's not always the best idea. This is the last 6 months. Like I said, I made the video about 2 months ago, so even 2 months ago, right around here, 231, and it's gone just straight down. The stock market has been bad. Most stocks have gone down, and when I did this, you could buy the entire company at 226 per share. You could buy the whole company for 85. And the funny thing is, it's only been 2 months, so the financial statements haven't even changed. So when you go into the financial statements and you look at the balance sheet, I'll do quarterly so it's the most recent, in the left-hand column. You go all the way down to the bottom and they have 71 billion. Now, if they just closed the doors today and fired all of the employees and closed down, they would be able to sell all of their stuff and pay off all of their debt, and they would end up with this number here, 71. It costs 85 to buy it. Back on this YouTube video, I showed here 85. So you start by paying 85 for the company, and you have 71 of stuff that you can sell right away. And that's pretty safe right there. So you want to be able to make enough money to get from 71 to 85. And I made that assessment by looking at the income statement and going right down to the bottom to look at the net income. And you can obviously dig further into these income statements, but just by looking at this very plainly, you see that they make 8, 5, 7, 4. So they're making about 5. So 71 plus 10 puts you at 91. That's 4 years to get your money back. Now, once you've made all of that money, you make 5, 10, 15, 20 over 4 years, you end up with that $20 billion, and you could close down the company and sell it for 71, like I was saying earlier. None of these numbers have changed, yet the stock price has gone completely downward to this number, 172. Now you go to the summary page of Yahoo Finance, and you look. Now you can buy the whole company for 64. Back here, at this price, you could buy it for 85. Someone like Warren Buffett has enough money to buy this entire company right now. He could buy it for 64 at this price, pay them 64 billion, and then sell everything off and end up with 71. That's 66 some on annual. But you saw 71 2 seconds ago. These numbers didn't change at all. But you can buy the company for $20 billion less than you could buy it 2 months ago. That is amazing to me. The fact that you can buy it for 64 and turn around and sell it tells me that the price, even if the stock price goes down, it could go down to $5, but they could still close the doors and be worth a lot more to the shareholders, $71 billion. Even if their income goes down to nothing, they just stop the business, sell everything off, and pay all of the shareholders this number, which is more than the stock price right now. So technically, if I bought this at this price right now, $172, I would hope that they would go out of business tomorrow. Because if they go out of business and they liquidate everything, they would end up with not 64, they would end up with 71. So I would make money if they close the doors tomorrow. That is why I would still buy this stock right now. So let me switch gears and talk about Facebook. Facebook's price has gone down too, but I still would not buy this stock. Over the last 6 months, Facebook stock was 198 right here, right before this big dip. If you can see that dip right next to here, it goes straight down. $215 and then down to 135. And I would still not buy this stock because if you look at the total price to buy it is 389. And you go to the balance sheet, 389, you buy it for 389. and you are left with, if you wanted to close the company and sell tomorrow because for some reason Facebook goes down, you only have 60. You buy it for almost 400 and you only have 60 left. And in the meantime, you are making income annual of 15. 60 plus 15 plus 15, so that's 30. 60 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30 push you over 100. That's 6 years, and you're just over 100, and it costs 400 to buy it. So that simple assessment, I would not buy this stock even at 130. I'm telling you, I wouldn't buy this thing for like 50. I would buy it for maybe 30 or 40, but I would have to do the math. I can't do that in my head right now, but I would buy it for about 30 or 40. It would take a few years to get your money back. This number, look at it, it's gone from 3 to 10 to 15. So you can't rely on this number going forward. And not only that, people are probably doubling and tripling that number in the next 5 years, thinking that Facebook is going to make even more. And maybe they will. So it's a big bet. It's a big risk, big reward. It could go straight down, it could go up, Facebook could crash tomorrow, Facebook could, the users could stop using it tomorrow. There's a lot of scary things about this one, but not with Goldman Sachs. Those things just aren't scary. And like I said, if Goldman Sachs closes the door, they have 71 billion and it only costs you 64. If Facebook closes the doors tomorrow, it costs you 135. The total cost of the company was, I think, 389 even at this price. 389 billion, and you only get 60 if they have to close doors tomorrow. So your 135 would be worth about a fourth, a sixth of this number if they close the doors as a shareholder. So high risk, possibly high reward. Low risk, much better reward, because this stock price needs to go way over that 226 number that I mentioned before 2 months ago. It's going to go way back over 226 because they have the money sitting in the bank. They have the money. There's no lying here. They almost have the same balance sheets, Facebook and Goldman Sachs, except Goldman Sachs' numbers are way higher. They have 900 billion, almost a trillion in assets, and Facebook has like, it's kind of funny, probably like 100 billion, so a tenth of the assets. Total assets 84, not even 100. Total liabilities are probably pretty low too. Must be low if they have that much in equity. 10. So that's my assessment. I would still buy Goldman Sachs. I think you should too. 172 is a great number, and buy it over the next year, dollar cost average into it. Slowly buy it until it starts going back up, and then hold your position. I also didn't mention that the dividend has gotten much better. If you look at the YouTube video, you can see the dividend is 1.4%, because if you spend $226, you get a dividend, but the percent on 226 compared to the percent on 172 is much better. You get the exact same number for a dividend, but the percentage is higher. So 1.93%, because it's $3.20 for a dividend, $3.20 for the dividend, but it's only 1.4% here. So if you buy the shares right now at 172, you would be getting a much better percentage on your money going forward, because you'd be getting the same dividend. Thank you very much.